I'm going to try to show you how we set the ground speed and the settings to figure out how fast we cut with our 1994 1688. So we have our handy yield mapping here that's giving us our bushels per acre, which is 54.5 right now on our moisture. And then this is measuring how many seeds are hitting either the chaff or the rotor off the back end. And then this is our turbo setting, or so how much load's on the engine basically. So what we're looking for is trying to keep this in the center, in the green. And you can do your meter position here. We keep it on 5 right now. That's about right. And then just slightly under the W, or the smallest grain size. Our wheat's a little bit smaller. The kernel's a little smaller this year. So we're about 2.6 to 3 miles an hour right now. But as this drops, and I'm going to label here slower, if you look at the white line, that kind of matches what we're doing. Slower miles per hour, faster miles per hour. So it says to go ahead and slow. And remember, this is lagging by, I don't know, 10 seconds. Everything lags. So I've been watching the yield. At the end of the day, the average yield kind of ends up with what our paperwork shows at the grain bin. So it's doing something right. So if we can keep these numbers higher, then our yield's going to be higher. We're going to be throwing less out the back, overload the machine, and then optimize our speed. So right now it's saying slow down a little bit. We want to go slower. Even though I think we could go faster, but just a little bit slower. It'll catch up, I think, in the back. But you can see it's going to get a little bit better wheat here. So I'm just going to keep kind of a consistent speed. So now it's climbing more to the middle. So it says we can speed up a little bit, but it's gonna bog itself down here a little too. The turbo's getting some capacity. It means the rotor's staying up. It's not slowing itself down a little bit. So the idea is just to keep pretty consistent. The auto steer really helps with this too. So we can just focus on this. So just little tiny tweaks. It seems to really help. And then trying to keep this yield up as high as we can. By turning this knob to the left, it'll move the entire needle a whole nother range. So we adjusted it to kind of match what the yield map was doing, to keep it so that we have a green visual of where to keep our speed. When to increase speed, when to decrease miles per hour. So that, in a nutshell, is kind of how we set how fast and how slow to go. Hills, hillsides, side hills, going up steep hills, going down. It's always best to go up, or down. It sloughs out of the header, but go straight up hills if you can, because we are a level land machine. Side hills, it sloughs all the material off to the side of the chaffer, and that creates a big issue. And it starts registering all this very terribly. So I think we throw a lot of grain over on the side hills if we're not careful. Anyways, hopefully this helps.